So I want to say a few words about the security services or the police and higher ups before Freemasonry, really Jesuit controlled Freemasonry. I corrupted them and put all the wrong people in all the wrong positions of power for this moment we've got here. And also, I want to address Redwood and Peter Hitchens, who are the two that only made themselves accessible. And for that very reason, John Redwood, if you're listening to this, um, what you did is what you did is you banned me for exposing the real terrorists, the reason God has actually come back, intervened, and also you basically disregarded, like the Catholic Church, in exactly the same spirit, the Chernobyl prophecy warning. The very fact that God had, you didn't seem to argue or disagree with my assertion that I was a prophet delivering a prophecy. I don't know if you can't put two and two together and work out that means that you need to seriously have a look at nuclear proliferation and the potential dangers. I mean, certainly no one commissioned a risk analysis. That surely that would have flashed up. The very fact that we have such thing as repeating every 4 or 5,000 years magnetic polar shifts with 404 nuclear reactors. Like I say, certainly you could all be done in 32 parliaments actually for gross negligence in a public office. But I don't want to threaten you and scare you. I just want you to actually, at least for the time being, honour our basic Christian principles. That is, if and also, by the way, saying, if you're a politician and saying, "Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was ISIS." Really, was it the Jesuits? That's not acceptable either. So I'm not buying that bullshit. I know a lot of you will, obviously, but no, I'm not buying that at all. You shouldn't have been in the job then, simple as that. If you can't work out what's going on with the realities of the world, you certainly shouldn't be a politician, that's for sure. But of course, the story of the tale here is that the guy, that's me, Russ Brown, who's actually king in heaven and very well respected by a bigger army than any army on earth. He's downtrodden and suppressed here on earth. And like my father, and I'm going to remind you of my father because people like John Redwood and Peter Hitchens, you disrespected me, or both of you. You were very curt. You were not polite. Eventually, both of you banned me. Yes, Hitchens banned me, and he did let me post under pseudonyms, knowing it was me. In all fairness, and he did used to put my posts in top position because he knew they were good, because they were good, and they were helping his blog. But he did, he still banned me, and we're going to have words about that. And Redwood, like I say, never polite, never, always looking down his. I felt like he was looking down his nose at me. And really, if you knew my father and you knew his friends, because this is, like I say, this was when the police were, really were good, the good guys. I mean, all of the ones I knew anyway. Of course, they were still corrupt police officers, but they were they had some strength of character and some integrity. And like I say, if you knew my father, I don't think you would allow yourself to be so disrespectful to his son, which all of you were. And really, to be blunt, Redwood and Hitchens. I mean, Hitchens, you've done some dangerous stuff. You've been through Iran and stuff, but honestly, neither of you are worthy of tying my father's shoelaces. And he was, of course, suppressed, like his son was, who turned out to be Jesus. And my father was, he was suppressed to such a degree by the Freemasons that it killed him. I mean, he died at my age from a combination of all different things, all work related. Of course, the life expectancy of a policeman is not very good anyway after retirement, from the last I heard. But so we've come to end all that. That's all now over, okay? And you people like Hitchens and Redwood, I'm going to ask you to respect people more than you have done in the past, because you never know who you're speaking to. The guy who you might be banning, and just treating, looking down your nose at like most of the people, uh, might turn out to be God, and you will basically be relying on His good will and good nature when He's in a position of power, which I am, now, and as you'll find out, and I mean, Hitchens once said to me that he was going to come and find me. He goes, "I can find you." Well, guess what, Hitchens? I've got an army of an army of invisible angels that can find you in about half a second, and I could command them to do whatever I could. But like I say, just be thankful that at the end of the day, it wasn't the pirates that that were running the show. It was Russ Brown, and like his dad, he's all right. So. Start getting behind me. And as far as Redwood's concerned, you're going to have to, John Redwood, if you listen to this, you're going to have to find it in you to demonstrate, which I've never seen before, some sort of Christian spirit. That means that whether or not you knew it was the Jesuits that was doing all these things, the very fact that you banned me for that means you have to come up to me with a very sincere heart, and I need to see that it's a sincere heart. And humble yourself enough, even before little old Russ Brown persecuted it. You can't still kick me around, You gotta say sorry. That's the basic Christian principles, at least. And if you can't do that, then we will go. Obviously, if people can't do that, then we've got no choice, have we? But apart from to go but in the meantime, we've got an emergency situation that I want now, John Redwood, if you're listening, to take seriously, because I know you're good at this, so I'm giving you an option to dig your way out. I'm so nice. And I thought to myself, if I accuse what Redwood did is he's the only one who made himself accessible. But if they all made themselves accessible, I think they'd have all done exactly the same. I think they'd have banned me. Think about what you said there, John Redwood. Because I just thought, can we word this differently? So you said in that email which banned me, you said, given the anti-Jesuit commentary, you did not wish for me to post on your blog anymore. Imagine, right, saying to me, given the anti-ISIS, you see what I mean, Redwood? You can't, you're a grown man, you can't try and pretend that you don't understand what propaganda is. And, what you've done is just, what's straight out of Orwell's 1984. Yeah, and you've really, I mean, if I was you, if you can't see that and find it in your heart to apologise, you honestly, please, you must resign and stay away from everyone with, consciousness. To be blunt, but the way out, John Redwood, and like I said, we'll see how this develops and see if these people that used to disrespect me, will perhaps, I want them to. I don't want you to just disrespect me now because I'm hard. I want you to change completely. So you never treat anybody who you think is just lower caste than you, like poor old little Russ Brown. Like shit, and ban them on your blogs and play games with them and just be, just look down your nose at them, because you never know at the end of the day the moral of the story is who they might turn out to be. Even though I was telling you both, about my father, trying to sort of hint, stop taking a piss out of me. We're quality bloodstock here. Right, Redwood, we've got an emergency situation. Basically, I'm closing down all nuclear power plants on Earth. As you may have grasped, and I'm doing it very quickly because I don't think these things shut off very quickly, do they? So we've got to try and extend the magnetic shift as much as we can, and also at the same time simultaneously wind down nuclear power. Now, obviously, I don't want people dying of lack of energy, cold and stuff. So we need an emergency plan putting in place for the winding down of nuclear power, which only produces steam, and alternative energy sources. Okay, this is a major global emergency, and I need somebody acting on it early. I don't want you to wait for, I don't know, what are you waiting for? Some prophecies and stuff? Well, I'll give you some prophecies. I'm not going to tolerate any more than a couple of weeks anyway, because things will be really sort of becoming self-evident very shortly, I can assure you, if they're not already. I mean, I don't want people pissing around. We've had enough pissing around with the Roman Catholic Church hiding prophecies for 40 years and stuff. I want somewhere, especially you, Redwood, you can take the initiative here, and surely I'm not lying. Surely you can remember that I was a prophet. Well, surely it's not so much of a stretch to hear me out and to accept my explanation that the angels have told me, the same ones that you presumably accepted existed when I told you I was a prophet and gave you the prophecy. Them same angels have told me, and they're not going to lie, that I am in fact, the author of the Bible, as they implied in 82, if you have a look at my testimony, and Jesus and God. For those of you that didn't know Jesus was God, that's also a matter of theology that's been cleaned up now. So, yeah, everything else was personification. The Father was personification, the Holy Spirit was personification, Satan's personification, and that just leaves Jesus, who is the Lord God Almighty. So, what we've got to, I want some MPs there working and starting to think about it, at least drawing up emergency plans for switching onto alternative power sources. And Redwood, I think you're quite good at that sort of stuff, if I remember correctly.